Hey everyone. Today I'll be reading my favorite story of all time. Mannerland! Mannerland! By Christopher Glover. Now before we get started, we're gonna have to do some breathing exercises. Make sure you're okay. So we're gonna start. One big deep breath. In and out. In and out. In and out. In let's get started. Everyone grab your drinks, get nice and happy, get comfy, think about your favorite colors. Your favorite colors. You know, your favorite colors. And get in the mood because we're going to put ourselves in little Jordan's shoes here today. Little Jordan's shoes. Pretend that you're Jordan. I don't care what ethnic pronouns. You are Jordan today. You are going to go on this adventure as Jordan. So make sure that you are Jordan. Clap your hands, get ready for the story. Clap your hands to get ready for the story. Clap your hands to get ready for the story. Clap your hands. Oh, that look on your face is so pleasing. Very good. Pretty smile you have there. All right. Make sure you're ready. Am I ready? I'm ready. Are you ready? Good. Chew your food with your mouth closed. Get your elbows off the table, eat with your fork, get your finger out of your nose, and stop blowing bubbles in your milk. Mary Riplin yelled at her 11-year-old son. Do you think you were born in a barn or something? Oh, Mom, who cares? We're not out in public, Jordan griped back. Jordan's father chimed in. Jordan, that's not the point. What's going to happen when you take a girl to a nice restaurant someday? Do you want to embarrass yourself? I hate girls anyways. They're yucky, and I would never take one on anywhere. Leave me alone. You guys don't know what you're talking about. Jordan screeched loudly. Jordan, don't raise your voice to us. If you don't start using your manners and treating us with respect, then you can go to bed right now, his mother said forcefully. Shut up! Jordan's loud and very rude reply was. With one glance at his father's red, angry face and his mother's bulging eye stare, Jordan pushed himself away from the table and raced upstairs, knowing he was in for some very creative punishment. Jordan slammed the door behind him and flung himself on the bed. Tears started streaming down his face at the thought of his punishment. He was sure there would be no television for a month or no video games ever again. It was too horrible to think about. Jordan wasn't a bad kid, but he just didn't use his manners the parents taught him. He was quiet and sometimes shy. That might be part of his problem. However, the bottom line was that his behavior was just plain rude. That got him into trouble. People didn't like to be around those who don't use their manners right. There was only one cure for manners, this terrible. And it was something he would have never imagined in a billion, million, trillion years. He's in for something crazy, because this is not something that you would imagine in a billion years. You're not even going to you have no idea what's about to happen. How crazy this story is about what's going to happen to you, Jordan. He would have never... Okay. Where's my Sharpie marker? Jordan nodded off to his bed with his clothes still on. All of a sudden, he heard a very deep voice speak to them. "Awaken, young man. You must come with me." "What the? Who's there? Mom? Dad? There's a strange person in my room," Jordan yelled. Although the voice was somewhat calming to him. "It's no use," said the voice. "They have become frozen in time until our quest is complete." "Quest? What are you on about?" said Jordan. Jordan's room then became awash in the bright light, and he could not see a thing. He felt himself floating off his bed and being whisked away into the bright light. That was the last thing that he remembered. Jordan awoke in a thick forest with huge, humongous trees. He was lying in a very soft pile of moss. Suddenly, from behind, he heard a rustling noise and a large figure appeared, blocking the sunlight. He was a huge man, about 7 feet tall. He had a long gray beard that hung down from his chin. He had large muscles and large, round eyes that were completely black. He wore a brown cloak with large black boots. Large black boots. "How are you today, young sir?" said the tall man. "Who are you? What the heck am I doing here? Tell me right now! Tell me now! Tell me now!" Jordan said demandingly. "I won't answer any of those questions unless you can tell me the magic word," said the bearded man, very calm. "What happens if I don't tell you the magic word, old man?" snapped Jordan rudely. "Then you'll be sent to the jail of the ill-mannered on Forgive Me Island, overlooking the cold bay of Excuse Me," boomed the old man. Boomed the old man. Boomed the old man. Boomed the old man. "Here you'll be taught good manners by Mr. Snooty. Trust me, going on a simple quest with me will be nothing compared to the manner training you'll get from Mr. Snooty! Mr. Snooty! You don't want to get manner training from Mr. Snooty! Suddenly, from deep in his memory bank, Jordan. Suddenly, from Jordan's Bebery bank, Jordan remembered this magic word. The thought of facing someone named Mr. Snooty didn't sound too good. Please, oh please, answer my questions, kind sir. I am Elderon, a guide for those of the real world who do not use their manners. You, Jordan Riplin, are in MANNERLAND, a teaching ground for those who don't use their manners. Children like you. Like you, Jordan. Just like you. Elderon continued. The Overseer decides who needs the training, and I retrieve them through our time portal. I take them along the quest trail where we make several stops. Each stop will require you to use different manners. Once you've completed these tasks, you will be rewarded with the MANNERLAND Code of Honors. If you fail the quest, it's off for the Mr. Snooty treatment for you. And if that doesn't work, you'll go back to your world, where your rudeness will certainly leave you with no friends or family. Come, we must go. Jordan and Elderon set off down a narrow path, surrounded by lush, beautiful flowers. Lush flowers. Mr. Snooty. Elderon. Manner lessons. The treatment. MANNERLAND. MANNERLAND. It starts right now. Jordan is MANNERLAND. Jordan is in MANNERLAND. And Jordan is in MANNERLAND. He's at his lesson. Jordan is MANNERLAND. And medicine is Latin. And he's gonna learn his lesson. Jordan, you gotta learn. Jordan, you gotta learn. Jordan, you gotta learn how to learn your lesson. Jordan, you gotta learn. Jordan, you gotta learn. Jordan, you gotta learn how to learn your manners. Elderon, he's gonna teach the lessons. He's gonna take them all around, teaching them the lessons. Then they'll eat and they'll say thank you. He'll say thank you and they'll be really nice. And he'll go to MANNERLAND, 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 go to MANNERLAnd. He's going to the MANNERLAnd. Elderon, he's there for him. Mr. Snooty, don't meet him. Don't go there because you're gonna be sad.
Don't go back, cause you're gonna be mad. Lush flowers surrounding around till we go to the town of the MANNERLAnd. MANNERLAnd, this is the MANNERLAnd, and we're gonna be there and we'll go right now.
Where are you going to first? Asked Jordan. We're going to visit Past the Butter. Past the Butter. You must demonstrate your table manners to him. I've heard this isn't a strong thing with you, explained Eldaron. After a long, tiresome walk, Jordan and Eldaron emerged from the path onto a larger dirt road. That stood in the middle of the forest. You need me to repeat that for you because you didn't understand it? Okay. After a long, tiresome walk, Jordan and Eldaron emerged from the path onto a larger dirt road that stood in the middle of the forest. From here, you could see the mountain at the edge of the trees. You get all that? If you look closely, the mountain looked like a folded napkin. A folded napkin, like a fucking napkin. Jordan, that is Table Manners Mountain. Just up the trail is is past the Butter's cottage. He comes from the people known as the Polites. The Polites are a happy people, dedicated to keeping all good manners. They live in a great walled city called Politeville, which lies at the end of the quest trail. Past the Butter may stay outside the great walled city because people are very rude or unable to enter the city unless they have earned the code of manners. It is our highest law. This is the only way he can train children like you. Fucked up kids like you with fucked up past and bad parents like you. Are the Polites the only people in Mannerland? Asked Jordan. No, there are others. They called themselves the Ignorantes, and they turned their backs on good manners ages ago. The Ignorantes are ruled by the evil Cream Queen, Rudion. For some reason, a magical force keeps them from getting too close to the Politeville. We're not sure what it is. Eldaron continued. Our great King Pardon keeps an old book known as the Good Book. It contains all the manners from the ages. For some reason, we speak the phrases from the book. It drives the Ignorantes crazy. However, they seem to be getting braver and have made several attempts to get in the walled city and take the book. They believe that once the Good Book is gone, then many overtime manners may disappear and rudeness will the world. Jordan and Eldaron reached past Dubba's cottage, and a great, jolly, big, fat fuck came out.
Come in, Eldaron. This may be your latest attempt at bringing a young person into the world of manners. You both look hungry after your long, long walk. Please come sit at my table and we'll eat,
said Pasta Butter. Eldaron nudged Jordan slightly. Remember what I said about the quest. Jordan sat. I'm stuck. I'm Eldaron. You're Jordan. Not the other way around. Don't get it twisted. Jordan sat down at a large table with mounds of his favorite food and began instantly to gobble down all the chocolate donut with thick fuck icing.
Wait just 1 minute there, young man,
Past Dubba said sternly.
You have broken the first rule of table manners. Never begin eating until everyone is served and your host is seated. Break 2 more rules in this part of your quest, and it's Mr. Snooty time for you.
Jordan tried to recall the table manners his parents tried to teach him. He knew them, he just never used them. Hey, Elderon, please pass the butter, Elderon. Thank you, Jordan said nicely.
Very good, Jordan. See, you do know your manners. You're just too lazy to use them. Being lazy is not worth the price of people not being able to stand being around you.
Pass the butter explained. His name's Pass the butter because he's fat as fuck. It was at this time Jordan began to eat his triple dipple cheeseburger, and Pass the butter and Elderon stared with their mouths hanging wide open. Jordan sounded like a cow eating grass, like this. Pass the butter warned Jordan again.
You're like a little piggy eating from his trough. Please, Jordan, eat with your mouth closed. I don't want to see or hear your food once it's inside.
Whoa.
Your mouth?
After this mistake, Jordan put on a display of manners that made Pass the butter fall off his chair not once, but twice. 2 times he fell out of his chair. He was so impressed by Jordan's good manners from that point forward.
Jordan, you have passed your first test in Mannerland, and I wish you luck with the rest of your tasks.
Pass the butter congratulated Jordan.
Remember, if you use your manners all the time, it will become second nature to you. Plus, you might actually keep the friends you have, and maybe even meet a nice girl someday. Ooh, a nice girl for you. Maybe you will.
Jordan rolled his eyes at the nice girl comment, being as he was still questioning his sexuality. He and Elderon waved to Pass the butter as they left the cottage. They walked towards Table Manners Mountain along the trail. A sign said, Politeville, 5 kilometers away. Have a nice day. Just then, Jordan and Elderon heard a rustling in the bush nearby, and 2 figures emerged. They were dressed in very formal, old-fashioned army uniforms that Jordan had only seen in like a history book or some fuck shit. Please and thank you. How are you? Called out Elderon to the 2 figures.
Fine. We're fine. We're doing good. We're doing great. We're doing great. We're doing really good. We're doing really good. We're doing fine. We're doing great.
The pair yelled out as they walked towards Elderon and Jordan.
Please, Elderon, tell me who these guys are.
Boy, derps, chortles. These 2 are part of the royal guard that patrol the woods and make sure ignoranties don't get into Politeville, Elderon continued. They round up any ignoranties that wander too far south and take them to the jail of the ill-mannered, where they taught manners by you-know-who. It's Mr. Snooty. It's Mr. Snooty. Please, thank you. What brings you guys so far south? Elderon asked. Please, spoke up.
Well, for some reason, many ignoranties have been spotted close to Politeville. For example, the Polites that live along the quest trail have had time to flee from Politeville. Gimme never gets Yezer and Yezem respect and can't help it arrived in the city this morning. For example, It seems the magic force is no longer keeping ignorances away. I think it's best we get there ourselves, said Venku.
What about Jordan? He hasn't entered his code of manners, and he can't enter the walls. ... Elderon was caught off from what he was saying by the round sound, round sound of horse round hooves, rounds the sound of Worf, the sound of Worf, the sound, the round sound Worf, the Worf horse, Worf, the sound, the round sound. By the sound of round horse hooves coming up fast behind them.
Up ahead, there's some Melites. Grab 'em,
shouted a large man riding on a horse up to them. Out of the forest came several others. Jordan guessed they were ignorantes. They were dressed in dirty food-stained clothes and tattered shirts. On their heads, they wore some kind of helmets with big padded ears. Like this. Here, let me show you. Seems we have some technical difficulties on the stream. I'll start part 2 later. I hope you enjoyed so far. The story is just beginning. Here come the ignorantes.